Let the bass kick.
Think about it. 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 Biggest thing that's ever happened. Breakdown.
Hello and welcome everybody to tonight's matchup between the Woburn Tanners and the Reading Rockets. Woburn coming in with a 16-1 record and a 14-0 record in the Middlesex League, facing against a Reading Lady Rockets team that has an 8-7 record. They played well though against Winchester a few nights ago, who Woburn struggled with but still came out victorious a few weeks ago. Woburn's best player, Cindy Labissiere, has been doing really well this season, but it might be tough against star player and leading scorer for this Reading Rockets team, Brooke Pulpy. Hadi, here with my broadcast partner, Hadi Bilal. Tell me more about Brooke Pulpy.
Yeah, I mean, I want to add on to what you said about the Winchester games. Obviously, Reading coming off a great win against Winchester, a tough win, so that could really put into perspective what Woburn is facing tonight. Brooke Pulpy scoring 29 points against Winchester, which was more than half of Reading's points last game against Winchester.
And Hadi, more than half of the points. That is a big point there. And, you know, Reading, they show that they can be really bad some nights, but they show that they can be really good some nights. I mean, last time out against the Tanners, 64-29. They lost by a whopping, what is that, 25 points? Or 35 points in that manner that the Tanners destroyed them by, and Cindy Labissiere played very well in that game, and Labissiere is just having a great season. Tell us about the leading scorer for the Tanners, though.
Yeah, I mean, Cindy Labissiere, one of our great captains here for the Woburn Lady Tanners. She's going to have a great impact on this game tonight, as well as the other captains and seniors on the team. It's going to be interesting to see how she plays and uses her strengths to get a win tonight.
And a lot of keys for this Tanners team to win this game, because it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be like you're playing Stoneham or Wilmington. Most games in this Middlesex League are tough games. So Hadi, tell me how the Woburn Tanners will come out victorious in this one.
Well, I think Woburn just has to do what they've always been doing. You know, so they are got to exploit Reading's fast tempo by pressing the ball, which they've done very well throughout the season, and just play how you've been playing the rest of the season, and it should all work out.
Great point there, Hadi, and we'll send it out to center court for tonight's Star-Spangled Banner and the introduction of the starting lineups.
Introducing tonight's starting lineup for Reading. Number 0, Ella Ebrew. Number 1, Molly Dragan. Number 10, Brianna Cerrone. Number 22, Jessica Alley. And number 25, Brooke Pulpy. And now, introducing the starting lineup for the Tanners. Number 1, McKenna Morrison.
And welcome back inside the Woburn Public Media Center studios. And we're getting set for this one. This is going to be a fun game to watch. And this powerful Lady Tanners team, it's going to be an interesting watch because this Lady Tanners team has already clinched the Middlesex League title. They're 14-0 in the Middlesex League. They don't really have much more to prove, except for maybe jumping to second or first in those Division I power rankings. So we're gonna have a fun one tonight. Here with my broadcast partner Hadi Bilal. I'm Zeke Altman, and here we go. Megan Quayle with the tip, finds Shannon McCarthy. Morrison, her fellow sophomore, looks back for McCarthy. McCarthy, isolation, gets blocked by a second that comes in flying.
Good defense there by Reading. You know, Woburn, the Lady Tanners can be slow at times during the start, but, you know, we can see them start to put the pedal to the metal as the game goes on.
Here's Quayle coming out of the pack. That was Ella Abreu as Shannon McCarthy knocks down the first points of the game. That was Ella Abreu who's bringing up the ball for the Rockets. Last time out, she had 10 points in that win against Winchester. And we mentioned Brooke Pulpy, number 25. She's the girl to just stop at all times for this Reading Rockets teams. As she shoots here, misses Morrison out the pack. Morrison finds Hayden. Hayden fakes the three. Reading player goes flying and she puts it up and in.
You know, Amber's known for those deep threes, but, you know, as she can go down into the paint, towards the bucket, she can be a tool anywhere on the court.
Pulpy looks around, finds Tran. Tran's gonna take a three, and the bank is open on a Thursday night. Molly Tran is gonna cut the lead to 1 for Woburn as 6:34 left on the clock. Labissiere has it on the wing. She gets her first touch of the game, looking for someone, finds Morrison. McCarthy isolated once again, blocked, but a foul called on Pulpy. Let's keep count of Pulpy's fouls, as like Hadi said in the pregame, she scored more than half of Reading's points last time out, so she is obviously the star player.
You know, I wouldn't be too upset if she gets into a little foul trouble here. So, here's Shannon McCarthy taking the free throws.
McCarthy's first free throw was good. And much like the boys team, the girls team has improved on their free throw shooting throughout this season. McCarthy at the line for a second. Good for her second, and she knocks down both free throws. Impressive free throwing display by Shannon McCarthy as Molly Tran will get the ball here. Woburn haven't unlocked the press yet, but I'm sure Reading will be prepared as it comes closer. Abreu losing the ball handle here. Pulpy drives in. Pulpy, floater, misses. Labissiere with the rebound. So good defending on Pulpy once again. Labissiere steps up, finds Morrison. Hayden to Quayle. Quayle finds McCarthy. McCarthy fakes the three. Looking for a lane, can't find it. Labissiere has a lane and a good pass by McCarthy there.
Here we go, Cindy Labissiere coming into the game as electric as she is usually is.
Abreu, after the Cindy Labissiere floater from the McCarthy assist. Abreu trying to find someone. She puts up the floater this time. She misses, and Tanners once again make a stop on the other end. Morrison can't see Hayden wide open in the corner. Labissiere's going to drive, and she's going to get fouled. And is that Pulpy for her second? And it looks to be Pulpy with her second foul, and 2 fouls already for Brooke Pulpy.
That would be huge for Reading, as they would have to keep in mind how they use Pulpy in the first half right now.
A discussion here by the referees. Discussion over as Labissiere is going to come to the line for 2 free throws of her own.
you know, these Lady Tanners sometimes starting slow in the last few games, but immediately starting off hot. That's what we like to see from these Lady Tanners.
And that's a good point there, Hadi. You want to go into the playoffs and you want to start fast and finish fast. And the Tanners sort of already have everything as a team and are ready for the playoffs. But if you're going to pick at nails here, pick at the little scraps here, that's one little thing that you'd want the Lady Tanners to impress you a little more on.
And I mean no disrespect to the Reading Lady Rockets, but you know, Woburn can see this game as sort of a little preparation for the postseason, adding little tweaks and little adjustments to see how things will play out in the postseason. So it's going to be interesting to see that.
Good point there, Hadi. And there's just no one in the Middlesex League to the level of the Woburn Tanners, as a play drawn up here by Coach Sullivan, who we were lucky enough to have take an interview last week on Friday night against Belmont, as Polpe drives into the lane, finds Malley, and Malley drills a three. Polpe attracting players all around the court, as Labissiere is going to drive in and score. Labissiere up to a point tally of 6 points, sorry.
I'd like to say get used to that tonight.
And those are going to be the two players on each end, Polpe and Labissiere. Polpe so far, nothing happening, as Quayle's going to try to take the charge, but it's going to be a blocking foul on her, as Tran will get fouled, and looks to be some of the first subs of the game, as number 20, Caroline Higgins, will come in for Reading, and Hannah Surrett for Woburn. Higgins will take her first shot. She misses, but Tran's going to clean it up there and put up 2 points of her own.
It's a good time to calm it down and try to get a good possession right here.
Morrison, little butterfingers with the dribble there, but it bounces out to McCarthy. Morrison looking for someone here. Finds McCarthy. McCarthy's going to take a three. McCarthy's going to miss a three. And Tran out of the pack with the ball, but Quayle diving for it, and she's going to cause a turnover there. So Morrison to Labissiere. A deadly fast break by the Tanners, but Labissiere is going to a little hard on the shot. Hard on the shot again. Quayle a little hard on the shot. Everything good about that fast break, just the finish was lacking.
Man, if that bucket was made, I would have been up on my feet screaming. I mean, that was 110% effort seen from Megan Quayle and all the other players on the Lady Tanners. That's what I like to see, even in a game that doesn't really matter as much, but seeing how they play right here in the first quarter and putting all their effort out there shows that even though this is that game against Reading, it really still means something to them. So it's great to see that.
Yeah, and Coach Sullivan talked about playing with full effort every single minute, every single play, that when we interviewed him a few weeks ago, and he talked about his leadership on the Lady Tanners team of Surrett, Labissiere, Quayle, and Hayden. And he talked about how when they were on strike, that they got together for practices and just came together as a team. You saw them in the center for gatherings as a team, and it just shows you the camaraderie of this basketball team and how badly they want it.
Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head. Camaraderie is very important in a championship-winning team, and I see a championship-winning team here on the court from the Lady Tanners, and I hope to see that come into fruition.
And the sooner we get to the playoffs, you want to start remembering last year's playoffs. 2 statement wins in their first 2 rounds. Fell short against an undefeated Wachusett team, as Quayle bumps in. They thought that there would be a foul on Quayle, but a traveling violation will be called on Woburn. Interesting call there.
And that was a fast break just waiting to happen, but you know, sometimes things happen.
As the ball goes out to Tran. Tran's going to find Polpe. Surrett smothering Polpe on defense, as the ball's going to go out on Brooke Tuzolo, as Reading will maintain possession, as Quayle and Tuzolo going to come out of this game. Hayden and Morrison back into the ball game. Pulpy, here she is again. Guarded by Surrett, a star on defense. Surrett is going to take control of the basketball, but it bounces back out. Here's Reading for three, came up short. That was Higgins, the shot. Out to Surrett. Surrett trying to finish at the other end, just short. A little off balance there, might have tripped on the way. Tron shoots a three. Tried to get it off the bank, no good. But Pulpy comes out of it. Pulpy, a wild shot there. Pulpy can't get anything going. This is wild basketball as Labissiere is going to finish on the other end.
Man, I was holding my breath the entire sequence there. Felt like a circus.
As Emily Bass will come in for Reading for her first touches of the basketball game. Pulpy, here she is again. Surrett so far shut down defense. Pulpy is going to travel on that after she thought she got the and one basket. But once again, Hannah Surrett with lockdown defense on Brooke Pulpy.
Yeah, she may not be a starter, but like having that sort of defensive play coming off the bench is very important if the Lady Tanners want to go deep into the playoffs.
And Surrett, a multi-year varsity player as a captain for basketball, soccer, and lacrosse. So, in just an impressive campaign as a high school athlete. Morrison out here for three. It's going to go off the back rim. Quayle, good body position there, and Quayle's going to score on some second chance points.
Amazing effort play there by Megan Quayle.
Here's Reading going the other way. This is Bass. Bass going to throw it off McCarthy's legs. Morgan out of the pack with it. She finds Quayle. Quayle going to put up a shot here. No good. But is that Morgan? Yes, it is Morgan cleaning up the basket.
Oh, I love these offensive rebounds to get points scored right off of them. That's exactly what we like to see.
Morrison here playing very good defense on Bass. Tron's going to drive all the way to the rim. Impressive drive by Molly Tron. So far, an 18-10 basketball game with 39 seconds and running in this first quarter. Quayle going to seize a lane of her own. She's going to drive, and it's going to be a charge on Reading as the Reading bench gets to their feet after that effort.
I think having that bucket early from Megan Quayle being aggressive underneath the rim, that kind of got to her and resulted in a foul.
Yeah, you know, sometimes got to stay patient and calm. But when you get Megan Quayle in that position that we've talked about before, it's just, how can you as a defender do anything about that? It's just really impressive what Megan Quayle can do when she gets into position. Kind of comparable to Dom Caffarella or Brett Tuzolo.
Yeah, an amazing connection there on the boys' team. Great to see something similar here on the Lady Tanners.
Here's Pulpy. Pulpy holding the ball like she's had a 20-point game so far, but Hannah Surrett has owned her so far. Pulpy, fake by Abreu. Abreu in the corner, missed by Strong. Tried to get it to McCarthy, but Strong takes it. She's going to take a half-court shot, and it's going to go off the backboard as the first quarter comes to a close. The Woburn Tanners 18, the Reading Rockets 10. What are your few takeaways from this first quarter, Hadi Bilal?
I think in the middle of the quarter, you know, the heat was there for the Lady Tanners. They were scoring points, doing everything well. Ball discipline was all there. Kind of slowed down at the very end. Felt like there weren't as many points being scored on both ends of the floor for both teams. But, you know, I'm sure Coach Sullivan is going to talk to his players on the court and try to get a great second quarter.
And Hadi, you mentioned the ball domination and ball discipline. They've had great ball discipline, but you look for the Tanners to affect the ball on the defensive end, get that ball back, and they haven't done it as much this game as they're used to. But the Tanners not as comfortable as a lead as they're used to, in these games. So let's see how Coach Sullivan wants to implement a new game plan in that second quarter, or is he going to continue with the non-pressing game plan that has been going on in that first quarter? 18-10 game, 8-point lead, but this Tanners team is used to like 20-point leads.
Yeah, you could say that again. Defense is going to be very important in the second quarter. It's going to be interesting what Coach Sullivan's going to cook up here.
And we keep mentioning Pulpy. She's a great basketball player. She's not going to be cold forever. So want to just keep frustrating her, keep making her mad on the offensive end and on the defensive end, my apologies. And just keep doing your thing. As Morrison defends here. Morrison's going to try to get the basketball here, but they're going to call it a jump ball. Good effort by McKenna Morrison there.
Yeah, that's the effort I like to see, even just I think 9 seconds into the second quarter, and the effort is still showing. I expect the effort to be showing for the rest of the game, because that's what I expect out of a Coach Sullivan-led team.
Morrison facing down on Tran. Quayle finds Hayden. Hayden to Morrison. Morrison's going to take her second three of the game. Misses long there. McCarthy fighting for the rebound. Can't get it. Strong comes out of the pack as she picks up her dribble, but finds Abreu as Abreu crosses the timeline. Abreu finds her lane. Tran's going to take a long layup as Labissiere gets bumped. No foul. Labissiere comes up the floor. See what she can conjure up this play. Finds Hayden in the corner. McCarthy looked to shoot a three. No go for her. Labissiere drives all the way to the lane, and Labissiere is going to throw down the layup as the Rockets and Coach Kara Malillo is going to call a timeout here.
Great play from Cindy Labissiere. I remember telling you, Zeke, earlier in the first quarter of how you can get used to that image of Cindy Labissiere rushing the basket and getting those crucial layups. Love to see that.
And no timeout here, just a substitution. As Morrison looks to foul Abreu on the inbound, Reading will maintain possession. As get used to the quick subs from Sullivan. You know, a player comes in, but then the player comes out. 2 minutes and they'll be right back in the game. He uses his own rotation and he rotates it extremely fast at a high pace, and it just keeps the Tanners at a high energy level all game long. As Pulpy is going to try to take a wild jumper once again, just trying to get going here. Labissiere, a crossover move all the way to the rim, off the back, but McCarthy gets the second chance basket. And that's the 8th second chance point for the Tanners this game.
Yeah, if you can defend Cindy Labissiere, then there's going to be Shannon McCarthy right underneath the rim. It's going to be exciting to see what you can do the rest of the game.
And that's Malley out to Pulpy. Pulpy's going to take a three. Pulpy's going to drain a three. Brooke Pulpy with a three of her own as she tries to get hot in this one.
Yeah, you got to be careful if she gets hot in the next few minutes. That could really change the tide of the momentum. But obviously, Woburn with a 9-point lead, it'll be hard for that to happen for the Red Lady Rockets.
Hayden. Surratt's going to take a three. Looked like it was going in from our angle as Pulpy. Surratt on defense. Surratt's won that matchup so far, but Pulpy is going to get past Surratt and put up 2 points of her own as she puts up her scoring tally to 5 points. Labissiere finds Hayden. The corner for Morrison. Morrison's going to drive all the way. Can't find anybody. It's going to go off Abreu, so Woburn will retain possession of the basketball. As Morgan and Tuzolo check back into this one. Morrison facing down Tran. Morrison with a quick dribble move. Cuniff comes into the game for the first time. Cuniff looking for someone. Finds Labissiere. Labissiere across the free throw line, and she's going to get fouled going to the rim. But there looks like they're going to call it on the floor here. Interesting call. Didn't agree with that one. As The Tanners will maintain possession of the ball. Jalen Cuniff, the inbounder. Morgan got good positioning down low, and that's going to be a foul. Who's it going to be on? Looks to be on someone other than Brooke Pulpe. That's all we care about here, because Brooke Pulpe is the only threat per se of this.
Yeah, we don't want to see her really get hot that often, but wouldn't mind a little foul trouble from her.
Morgan at the line missed her first. Here she is for her second. She's going to drain her second free throw as she extends the lead back up to 8 points where it was at the end of the first quarter. Pulpe, looked like a travel there, is going to find Malley. Malley's going to find Tran. Pulpe's going to take a three. No good from Pulpe. Morrison's going to come out of the pack. Morrison, a couple of dribble moves, gets right by Tran. And no good from Morrison. Pulpe with the rebound. Malley. And for Tran. Tran with a step back jumper, no good. Morrison with a tough, strong rebound.
The defensive rebound is really crucial for the team getting back on the offensive end of the floor.
Cuniff's going to take a three. Miss a three, but Morrison's second chance points. Once again, 10 points on the second chance offensive rebounds from the Tanners.
Yeah, just like I mentioned a moment ago, these rebounds, both ends of the court, defensively and offensively, really helping the Lady Tanners here.
And Hadi, totally right. Coach Sullivan must be so happy with this team when he sees those. Just that's determination and perseverance to get the basketball back after a miss. As Malley will take another three and she'll miss it, as Morrison rebounds and goes the other way. Morrison finds Morgan. Morgan looking for Labissiere. Labissiere, Cuniff. Morrison's going to take the mid-range jumper. Miss. Malley's going to come out of the pack with it. Malley finds Pulpe. Cuniff strips it from Pulpe. And what a pass by Labissiere into Morgan. Wow, what a pass. Cindy Labissiere just has it all. The rebounding, the passing, the scoring.
Honestly, because of how good she is underneath the basket, she attracts so much attention towards the ball when it's in her hands that it can open up zones, very crucial zones underneath the rim for those easy points. Great pass from Cindy Labissiere.
And you're totally right, Hadi. We mentioned McKenna Morrison being the top scorer on this team, but you can see why Cindy Labissiere is the star and the leader of this team, as she's been with this program for 4 years, for multiple sports. Actually, she's been a varsity freshman, so the athletics is not really a question for Cindy Labissiere, but as we saw in her senior night presentation, she's a National Junior Honor Society member, and she's just an all-around student athlete.
Yeah, it's great to see that from Cindy Labissiere, being a leader on the court, being a leader off the court. It's impressive, and hope to see her in the future, even past high school, to be the leader that she is.
And we want to put you in the direction of Saturday night's game against Medfield. And on Wednesday at 6, me and Joey will be on the call for that one against Winthrop. So exciting last two regular season games for this Tanners team. And let's be honest here, it's just really prep for the playoffs, as that will kick off a weekend from this weekend. So about 10 days from now will be their first playoff game, and we are just all looking so forward to that.
Yes, exactly. We mean no disrespect to any of the teams we're facing in the last 3 games, but very much looking forward towards the playoffs and excited to see how far these Woburn Lady Tanners can bring into the postseason.
Good passing display here by the Rockets, finally into Pulpe's hands. In the corner, out for 3. That is Bass going to take a 3, and she's going to drain a 3. Emily Bass is going to cut the lead back down to 9 as Surrett brings up the ball for Woburn.
You know, especially with that almost double-digit lead, plays like that from the opposite end of the floor really you need to move on from them as soon as possible and try to get some points on your side of the court.
Some more second chance opportunities here as Hayden missed the three. McCarthy came back with the rebound, just missed on a layup. Reading going the other way. And this is Charlotte Robichaud off the bench here for Reading. Back in the hands of Polpe. Labissiere getting ready to check back into this one. Strong finds Robichaud. Robichaud's going to drive in. Strong's going to take the mid-range jumper. She's going to miss, but Polpe with the rebound. Polpe's going to drive all the way and score. Tough contested layup there from Brooke Polpe as she ups her scoring tally to 7.
I like that effort from Reading. See if Woburn can respond right here.
As a fight for it on the floor, McCarthy gets it. Gives it up to Surratt. Hayden wide open for 3. Amber Hayden shoots and she misses, but some second chance opportunities, no. As the Tanners will give up possession to the Rockets. Haley Zwicker into the game for a few minutes there.
It's great to see Middlesex League rivalries show up in the games like this, especially in those 2 little mini scrums in the fighting for the ball. It's great to see.
As Reading will take a 3, way off as Morrison comes out of it. Morrison could take it all the way herself, hands it off to her sophomore. McCarthy kind of tried to get the rebound, no shot there. As Robichaud in the corner for 3, no good. Cunniff fighting for the rebound. She steps out of bounds. Reading will keep possession of the basketball.
The rebound was there, but Reading's defense held on.
As a few players checking into this game. Surratt going to come in for Morrison as we continue to see the rapid substitution by Coach Sullivan. Polpe drives all the way in. Cunniff with the rebound. Great defense. Good outlet pass from McCarthy all the way to the other end. Surratt is going to get fouled. And I want to mention it's great to see all the fans coming to see the Tanners play as one of our the Woburn Lady Tanners' biggest fans, Johan Engineer, the right tackle for the football team, is going to walk into this one with the Tanners up 27-20. So good showing from the fans of the Lady Tanners.
It's great to see that Tanner pride showing, how the city themselves recognize the talent that is being shown here from the Lady Tanners. I'm pretty sure the city would be stoked to see them go far into the postseason, hopefully.
And I wouldn't be surprised if me, you, and Joey were announcing at the TD Garden for a final. That's the dream for all of us.
That is definitely the dream.
As time winding down in this first half, as Robichaud looking for options here. It's going to find Tran. Tran, a couple of dribble moves on Surratt. Tran, a dribbling display here. Finds Robichaud. Robichaud gives it up to Polpe with 5 seconds left. Polpe into the corner. Reading with the 3, no good. McCarthy rebound scrambled. And the time ticks down to 0 in this first half. Tanners with a score of 28. Reading with a score of 20. And we'll send it back to the screen and we'll come back to you in about 3 minutes for This Week in Tanner Sports.
All right, would everyone please give a round of applause to the Woburn 6th grade girls team. Featuring number 5, Army Brown. Number 1, Beverly Silva. Number 2, Sophie Brusco. Number 3,
Hi, and welcome to This Week in Tanner Sports. We're going to talk about the track teams, the hockey teams, and the boys basketball team. The boys basketball team is in action right now as we speak in Lexington, in a good one there, as they fell to Arlington on Tuesday. Last Friday, they were successful against Belmont in that big game, and on Sunday, they lost to Reading in a blowout loss. But let's move to the girls hockey team, Hadi.
Yeah, girls hockey team unfortunately on a 2-game losing streak. Monday they lose 4-1 against Arlington, and on Wednesday, yesterday, they lose 2-4 against Winchester. For the boys hockey team, they tied Winchester 4-4 yesterday, and back-to-back games today. They win 6-3 against Burlington. Jackson Powers with 4 goals, and Derek Santula with a goal and 2 assists there.
And Hadi, you mentioned Derek Santullo. Derek Santullo has had an amazing season for the boys hockey team, and Jackson Powers with 4 goals of his own. Incredible. Let's move to the track team here as we talk about the boys track team first. A couple guys going on Saturday for the state championship at Reggie Lewis Center. We have the 4x8 team, the 4x4 team, and the 4x2 team, as we have all 3 high jumpers, Sean Conlon, Ryan Lush, and Sean Collins, and Nick Kramer, and Rocco Gomes. And for the girls track team, we just have an aura of runners going. So we'll talk more about the girls track team next week, because they will go far into this season, led by junior Kayla Buback. As we move back in to second half action in this one, Brooke Pulpy will be the inbounder as we get set off to go. Hadi, what do you want to see in this second half from the Tanners?
Honestly, I just want the Lady Tanners to play how they've been used to playing in the second half all this season, just being electric, making those huge plays. Cindy Levissier and McKenna Morrison getting those crucial points. It's going to be great to see what's going to happen in the second half.
As a strong start from Reading there, as they cut the lead to 6 with Abreu, and a block there by Pulpy. Pulpy all the way. Euro steps past Quayle, and Quayle is going to get the charge on that one. Great defending by Megan Quayle.
The great defense continues even in the second half as an extension of what we saw in the second quarter.
As Lebissiere is going to start bringing up the ball. Let's see if that's a second half adjustment that Sullivan has made. Lebissiere going to bring up the ball here. Stands up Abreu. Finds Hayden. In the corner for Morrison. Hayden wide open for 3. Hayden's going to shoot. And Hayden's going to drill a 3-point bucket as they extend the lead to 9 points.
What a way to start the second half. Incredible defensive showing on the other end, and Amber Hayden hitting that crucial 3. Love to see that.
And Lebissiere patient on the dribble, finding Hayden wide open at the top of the 3-point line as Abreu hands it off to Tran. And looks to be a moving screen there from Reading's number 10, Cerrone, I'd assume. Let's see what the call is here. Oh no, they're going to call a foul on Woburn here. I disagree with that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the referees were deliberating about. You can really see the foul there by Morrison.
I was almost certain, Hadi, that was a foul. As Lebissiere says, ball don't lie. She drives all the way and she scores. And the foul from Cindy Lebissiere.
And well, that's the explosive, electric plays I love to see from Cindy Lebissiere. Honestly, if we can see that even in the fourth quarter, that's going to be huge to the Tanner success, not even just in this game, but in the postseason as well.
Lebissiere will go to the line to complete the 3-point play. New camera angles, courtesy of our producer, Anthony, as Abreu's going to break the 2 Tanners defenders down here. Finds Tron in the corner. Tron finds Pulpy. Lebissiere all over Pulpy. Here's Tron again. Good defense by Hayden. No good from Tron. As Woburn will get back the basketball here. We got to see a showing of our girls youth basketball in the halftime show. Great to see them as Morrison Floater here. No good. And it's going to come out to Strong as she starts the second half for the Rockets. Polpe with the ball, guarded closely by Labissiere. Abreu a little loose with the dribble. Tron for three. No good. Morrison out fast. Gets stripped by Tron. Tron going to try to go all the way with two Woburn defenders on him. On her, no good. Second chance attempt here from Reading, and that's going to be good from three. Brooke Polpe moves her scoring total up to 10.
Great effort play from the Lady Rockets there, especially on the baseline, keeping the ball in bounds, finding the open person, and getting the crucial points right there.
Labissiere finds Quayle. Quayle finds Labissiere. Labissiere. Hayden in the corner. Hayden faked the shot. She's going to drive all the way. A nifty play by Amber Hayden.
Some razzle-dazzle there from Amber Hayden. Great to see that.
Labissiere here with the steal. She is going to go all the way. Good steal by Abreu there to stop that counter there. Because Woburn had numbers. Labissiere was going to go up with it, but Abreu, a sneaky steal there. Morrison making the cut, but Quayle wide open, and she finishes the layup. Good finish by Megan Quayle as right tackle Johan Engineer rises to his feet. As Bass, very loose with the dribble. Hayden. In for Labissiere. Labissiere slows it down here, looking for options. Nice little Shamgod dribble there. As Hayden looking for someone. Finds Labissiere, who finds McCarthy. McCarthy isolated, no good. Labissiere gonna drive in herself. And that's gonna be a traveling violation on Cindy Labissiere. It's so hard as a ref to track Labissiere's steps because her legs are so long. You can't tell where she's going and how many steps she's taken because it's like Giannis how far she moves in one step.
Honestly, those fouls, they're incredibly hard to catch, but there's technically fouls in every single play, but credit to the officials for calling this game tonight.
As Abreu is going to bring up the ball here. Polpe into Tron. No foul there. Bass is going to take a three. Abreu, offensive rebound here, back to Polpe, guarded by Surrett. Going to get past Surrett and score. Brooke Polpe seems to be heating up here, and Coach Sullivan notices it. He calls a timeout here, and the Tanners will regroup as Reading has cut the lead down to 11.
Yeah, that was the Brooke Polpe that we were advertised to, and seeing how she can be electric underneath the paint, underneath the basket, in the paint. It's going to be exciting to see if the Tanners can kind of lock her down, especially in the second half. But overall impressive showing from the defense for the rest of the quarter so far.
And the girls, they're not used to playing in close basketball games. So just don't want this one to get close because it put the Tanners in an uncomfortable position. They've done it before. They beat everyone if it's a close game or not. I mean, it's only been a few times where it's been close games, so you don't want to put them in unfamiliar situations. But maybe, if you're thinking on the bright side, maybe put them in an unfamiliar situation so they can get used to it for the playoffs.
Yeah, that just shows how well coached this team is. It doesn't matter what situation it is, especially if it's close. Coach Sullivan finds a way to lead his team into those incredible, great victories that we see, what we've been seeing the last few months.
Here's Quayle. Finds Surrett, who's going to bring up the court. Off Surrett's leg, but it's going to kindly fall to Morrison. Morrison's going to try to find Quayle, but knocked out there by Abby Strong of Reading, and it stays Woburn basketball. Surrett trying to find someone. Finds Morrison. Morrison open for three. but goes to Morgan. Morgan's going to hit the nice little jump shot there. Riley Morgan, 2 points of her own.
You know, exploiting the open zones and getting the ball in your hands and taking those shots. Love to see that.
Pulpe drawing all the attention there, finds Bass, who misses in the corner. Tuzlo trying to find someone here. Now it's Morgan trying to find someone. Good teamwork by Woburn as they're out. Surrett all the way to the rim, and she scores for 2. Great determination to get the basketball by the Tanners.
Determination, resilience, and 110% effort.
Pulpe off the backboard with a 3. Morgan out fast, finds Quayle just behind her. Pulpe's going to go all the way to the rim, and she scores. She ups her scoring tally to 14 points. Brooke Pulpe having another great game for her Reading Rockets. Morrison, floater, rebounded by Abby Strong. Surrett's going to get the steal here. A fight for it. Comes out to Abreu. Tran's going to drive all the way to the rim, and she's going to score. Tough layup by Molly Tran there. Good pass by Morrison, and blocked on Surrett's shot.
Man, the whole last minute just put me out of breath. I mean, there's people running all over the place, defensive stands and points being scored. Resilience from both teams. Great to see that in this Middlesex League matchup.
And you can just see that Reading are really giving it everything tonight. They want this badly, and they're staying in this game. As Surrett is at the line for 2 free throws here. As a bunch of subs going to come in for Woburn. In fact, a 4-player change here from Woburn. As Quayle, Morgan, Tuzelo, and another are going to sit down as Labissiere, McCarthy, Cuniff are gonna come in as McCarthy. That isolation in the paint, just beautiful when you see it, because you know she has the ability to just turn around, use one of her classic moves, and put in some points. Strong, out to the top, to Radashanu. Abreu. Finds Abby Strong, who drains a 3.
Reading still within fighting distance.
And Labissiere finds Surrett. Surrett to Hayden. Hayden's going to fake a 3. Tries to do the same thing again. No foul called. And Reading come back with the basketball, courtesy of Emily Bass, as it's going to be a kick ball violation on the Tanners. Morrison gonna defend Bass. Bass gonna find Strong. Strong gonna take another 3. She's gonna miss this one. Haley Zwicker back into this ball game. As Labissiere all the way, and she scores with a minute left in this third quarter.
Exactly the type of play I like to see from Cindy Labissiere. Driving deep into the paint and getting that crucial layup.
Bass looking for someone here. Finds Robichaud. Bass is going to drive in. Morrison, a nice nifty dribble move to beat the press there. Morrison going to drive all the way in. It's going to be Zwicker that's going to take a 3. Just short there. As Tanners will try to fight back for the basketball, unsuccessful there. As Surrett's going to come back into this game. And Hayden is going to, Morrison will come out. Morgan will come into this game and Zwicker will come out. Fast changes once again from Coach Sullivan. 12 seconds and counting left in this third quarter of Tanner's basketball. Tran driving. Out to Robichaud for three. Rebound Reading, but the clock will wind down to 0 as we go into the fourth quarter with a score of Tanner's 46, Reading Rockets 34. Hadi, what have you thought of the first 3 quarters and what do you expect from the Tanners in this fourth quarter?
Yeah, this last quarter we kind of saw Brooke Pulpy getting a little hot there, but keeping the lead to more than 10 points, great to see. And also Woburn showing great defense throughout the game, especially in the last quarter. Overall, just like I said at halftime, they just need to continue being who they really are, and it's exciting to see how they can finish off in the fourth quarter.
And totally right, Hadi. Just like you said, just keep doing what they're doing, and that's really the key for this Tanners team. Is they're not 16-1 for no reason. They keep consistently winning games, 14-0 in the Middlesex League, and they just keep doing what you're doing, and you'll go far in this league, and you'll go far in the tournament. It's going to be interesting to see who their first round matchup is, because if they are a top 4 seed, they will get 3 home games. That semifinal will be, of course, at a neutral venue, and that final will be at the TD Garden, hopefully. Hopefully we can talk about a final at the TD Garden. That would be incredible as we move back to the court. And the first 3 quarters of action, of course, Cindy Labissiere is your star player, but it's going to be interesting to see if the Tanners can go out to a bigger lead and Coach Sullivan can bring in some more subs and give the Stars a rest. Morrison finds Quayle. Quayle going to find McCarthy. McCarthy's going to get in the lane, and she does what she does.
Strong play from McCarthy. I mean, that's what we've been seeing all game from her. Amazing points underneath the basket, in the paint, being dominant underneath the paint. Exactly what we'd like to see for a postseason run.
Pulpy tries to score on Quayle. Quayle said, no, 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 not today. Like Dikembe Mutombo. Morrison finds Labissiere. And that is Hayden in the corner for 3. Just short from Amber Hayden as we move out. And that is Robichaud, and she's going to score on the break. Good passing by Reading as they cut it to 12 with 7:04 and counting left in this one. Morrison finds a lane of her own. She's going to hit her nice little floater. As it is a 14-point game now.
The defense showed her one thing, and she went ahead with her floater. Exactly what kind of adaptations you can make on the court in real time as we get a rebound.
Hayden out with it. Throws it off Morrison's chest. Quayle to McCarthy. McCarthy's going to take a 3. No good for McCarthy. Quayle going to try to drive all the way in. Traveling violation by Megan Quayle here as Reading are going to get back the possession of the basketball as a couple more subs come in for Coach Sullivan's Tanners. It feels like every single time there's a break in the game, Coach Sullivan's bringing someone in. Just keeps that energy flowing, gives them the break they need, and they're right back in there for some more action.
I think it's kind of like a chess game he's playing, trying to move the pieces in the right ways and how he can use these pieces in the best way possible for a win.
Abreu is going to take a 3 here, and she's going to drill a 3-point shot. Ella Abreu is going to cut the lead to 11 here. That's the closest the Tanners have got in the last few minutes. I'm sorry, the Rockets have got in the last few minutes. As let's see what Coach Sullivan is discussing here for what he wants to see in these last 6 minutes, 6 seconds, because it's going to be key to not let the Reading Rockets back into this game.
Yeah, just got to keep pushing, keep continuing with the ball, making adjustments on the floor. Having the players' talents show out in this game, and just be who you are, make those plays. If you find the open shot, take the open shot, and overall just have great teamwork and finish out the game.
And the key is they're always making the best decisions possible, and they just like you said, continue that. But it's going to be important. It's going to be an emphasis here to make good decisions down the stretch, because a few bad decisions and Reading are right back into this ball game. It's only an 11-point game. This is a very doable difference. So let's see how the Tanners can capitalize down the stretch.
Yes, like you said, 11-point difference, but anything can really happen in a basketball game. So, especially in the Middlesex League.
Looks like Reading are unlocking the press here as Morrison trying to break it. Couple good dribble moves, finds Hayden. Hayden's going to accelerate across the timeline. Hayden finds Morgan. Morgan going to look for Morrison. Tries to find Quayle. It's going to stay Woburn basketball.
Great way to get out of that press there. You know, sometimes the pressure can be too much, and sometimes players get in their minds and make a bad mistake, but Woburn getting out of it.
As it's going to go off of a Reading player's hands. Looked like Morrison was trying to find Quayle there, as Woburn will maintain possession, as Morgan and Surratt will come out, and Labissiere and McCarthy will come back into this one. Morrison gonna face up Abreu. Hard screen there from McCarthy. Morrison with a nice little floater. Rebound by Quayle, tough rebound. Labissiere is gonna take a long two-point mid-range jumper, and she's gonna hit it.
She's a force anywhere on the court, and I love to see that from Labissiere.
Morrison diving for the basketball, but they're gonna call a foul on Labissiere on the defensive end, as Pulpe will inbound the ball here. Pulpe, 14 points right now. Need to lock her down in the last 13 minutes. Abreu slithering past McCarthy, as a timeout will be called by Coach Kara Malillo in this one down the stretch. Did not like what she was seeing from her girls and wanted to make some adjustments.
Yeah, I want to point back to how Cynthia played that play there, finding the open zone. She was open. They passed the ball to her. The ball is always a threat for a score when it's in her hands. Getting the jump shot in, she can be forced underneath the basket, driving in through a layup, or beyond the arc. She can be anywhere. She's a special player. It's great to have her on this Lady Tanners team.
And one thing you can learn from, one thing that is stated by the soccer coach, Coach Roy Gomes, is the ball always is moving faster than the player. And that can apply in basketball, it can apply in any sport. The ball is always moving faster than the player. So you keep that ball moving, keep giving everyone a chance to touch the ball, moving the ball around, and you'll get an open shot. If you keep moving that ball around and keep the intensity up. And that's what Woburn are doing right now, and that's how Labissiere got such a wide open shot at the top of the key.
Right, being a championship team is all about tempo, tempo, tempo. As long as you keep that tempo up and you keep the ball in your hands and you have great defense, you are a championship team. And as we can see from these Woburn Lady Tanners, they're showing that excellence tonight.
Here's Bass out to Abreu. Radishad, Pulpe, defended by Labissiere here. Abreu finds Pulpe. Pulpe gonna drive all the way through. She's gonna get fouled by Quayle, and she's gonna go to the line for two. Brooke Pulpe at the line for two here. Pulpe takes her second one, drills it, and she moves her scoring tally up to 16 points. A scramble for it here. Surratt's fighting for it. She gets thrown down to the ground, but the leader she is doesn't say a word and keeps moving on.
Just the small things like that can really show how great a leader that she can be.
And that's Tran driving all the way to the rim, and she's going to finish with 4:44 and counting left in this one. Woburn struggling to break the press in the last few minutes, but a nice move by Labissiere. She's going to break it. A beautiful outlet pass finds McCarthy, but Reading going the other way. Pulpe finds Tron. Here's Radashad. Radashad's going to find Pulpe. Pulpe's going to go all the way to the rim. Labissiere out front. She accelerates. She's using the speed, and she's going to get hacked on the other end as she's going to go to the free throw line. Fouled by Emily Bass.
Yeah, I want to mention that the deficit is double digits, no more. So, as I like to say in the other broadcasts, anything can happen.
Labissiere takes her first. That's going to be good. She continues her stellar performance tonight. Labissiere fighting for it here. Tran's going to take a three. No good. It's going to find Labissiere, and Labissiere out on the break. Labissiere, nice move. All the way around, just off her knee, Labissiere. She looks tired, but she looks like she's having fun out there, Cindy Labissiere.
Yeah, it's great to see that, especially coupled with the will to win. It's always nice to see the talent that can be displayed here.
And I mentioned having fun. This Lady Tanners team looks like they're having fun every second they step on the court. And of course, when you want to play a high school sport, you want to be having fun, but it makes it a lot easier because it is a long season. And you just want to be having fun every time you step on that court. You want it to be your pride, your passion, what you love. As Bass finds Pulpe. Pulpe's going to take a three, no good. But Tran's going to come up with the rebound here. But Surratt comes in for the steal. Surratt out fast. Surratt finds Labissiere. Only a 10-point game here. Gotta be careful. Labissiere finds Morrison. Surratt finds McCarthy. Morrison. 10 seconds left on the shot clock here. Surratt's gonna take a three, and she's gonna drill a three. Hannah Surratt drains a three-point shot as she goes in aggressively for a foul on the defensive end, but Hannah Surratt, good shooting display from her.
Yeah, hitting the amazing three right there and wastes no time trying to make a play right after that. Shows the great leadership she has and the will to win.
As it looks that Amber Hayden checks right back into this ball game. Tran all the way, right off of her leg, going the other way. And a timeout is going to be called by Coach Sullivan here. Just want to regroup his girls and see what he needs to do. Look at the stat sheet, think about it, and see what he needs to do to just confirm a victory here in the last 2:52.
Yeah, there's 2:52 left. Woburn 56, Reading 43. Now is a good time to test some adjustments, maybe some strategies you want to implement later on in the postseason or in the last two regular season games. Honestly, overall thoughts: Coach Sullivan leading a great basketball team tonight, making the right calls, making the right adjustments, and ultimately more than likely leading to a win tonight.
And more than likely leading to a win is something that we're used to saying here on the Woburn Public Media Center when we're covering the Lady Tanners. And a good showing overall from the Reading Rockets. 16 points so far from Brooke Pulpe. Malley with a three. Tran with a couple good dribble moves. Abreu hit a three earlier. But in the end, the Woburn Tanners are just too much for them. As Labissiere has had a great game. Morrison has had a couple good shots. McCarthy has imposed her will in the paint. Coyley's had a quiet game, but defensively, she's played very well.
My mind is screaming, can the postseason just start already? This team is so championship ready. I can't wait to watch them play in the postseason. As McCarthy gets there. Oh, misses the layup.
But a good pass there by Morrison to find McCarthy. McCarthy just short. Tough left-handed layup there. Good defense on Pulpe by Labissiere. Abreu scrambles for it. Pulpe here. Pulpe's going to go all the way in. She's going to try to score, but Amber Hayden stands strong. Labissiere, Euro step, can't score. Pulpe with the rebound.
Fast-paced basketball.
And I want to mention that Brooke Pulpe is only a junior, so we will see her next year along with the experienced squad from Reading, as number 4 Emily Bass is going to get to the rim for the and one, as Reading can cut the lead back down to 10 with 2:04 left remaining.
Cut the lead down back to 10, but as we've seen most of this game, they really can't break that sort of resistance level of a deficit of 10 points. So, 2 minutes, 4 seconds left in the game. Anything can really happen. As Woburn gets the rebound.
McCarthy to Labissiere. Labissiere finds Morrison. Hayden finds Labissiere. Labissiere, a little loose with the dribble here. She's going to get it in the backcourt. Finds Morrison. Just trying to run down the clock here. Morrison. Hayden in the corner for the 3. Hayden off the front rim, but they're going to get it back. McCarthy going to keep it with Morrison. And a foul will be called on Reading, as you'd expect Woburn to just chill and let the clock run down, as they will be able to inbound the basketball here and just run down the clock to about 53 seconds left, as Reading are going to call a timeout and see how they're going to defend this.
You say chill, let the clock run, but you can still see the resilience in that Woburn Lady Tanners team. I mean, trying to get that block and getting the steal and then the foul called. Great showing here. They don't really have to do much right here in the last, say, 87 seconds, but it's good to see the resilience show and hopefully a win coming in the next few minutes.
Oh, I'm for sure a win's coming in the next few minutes. They don't look like, the Tanners don't look like they're going to budge anytime soon. As, talk about your star of the game, Hadi.
I want to shout out to Cindy Labissiere. Honestly, she is all over the court, making the crucial layups, shooting from near the arc, and overall being just a well-rounded basketball player. Zeke, what do you think of who you think would be your star of the game?
I'm actually going to go, I don't want to be different here, but I'm going to go with my star of the game, Hannah Surratt. Hannah Surratt, who defended Brooke Pulpe all night at a high level. I think Hannah Surratt has played such good defense and locked her down all levels of the floor. As Morrison's going to find Labissiere. Labissiere going to get pushed here by Tron. And it's, like you said, Hadi, this team's going for a championship. And offense wins games. And the famous saying, defense wins championships. And what Hannah Surratt showed tonight is exactly what the Tanners need for this game, for this postseason run.
I think you hit the nail right on the head with that, Zeke. I mean, Hannah Surratt showing how great a captain she can be, how great of a leader she can be, and with the rest of the seniors, the rest of the captains showing how, just giving us a nice preview of what the postseason can look like for these Woburn Lady Tanners.
And 1:15 left. McCarthy goes to the line with the Tanners up 11. This would just be icing on the cake here. A one-on-one shot. The first shot goes in and extends the lead to 12. The second half of the one-on-one would extend it to 13. Second shot good. 13-point lead for the Tanners. as Abreu tries to bring it up the other end. Abreu finds Polpe. Polpe fakes the three. Labissiere is right there with her. Tron tries to drive in. Great defense by the Tanners there. It's going to stay Reading basketball. Polpe, the inbounder.
The Lady Tanner showing the mentality of it's not over till it's over. Not over till there's triple zeros on the clock and you walk away from this court with the W.
And Kara Malillo, coach of the Reading Rockets, is going to call a timeout here. Don't know why. Send everyone. It would be interesting if Kara Malillo could be a little nice and send everyone home a little early, but let's see what adjustments she wants to make and how Coach Sullivan wants to end this last 53.9 seconds. It's going to be interesting to see how the Comcast tournament goes this weekend. We want to talk about the Comcast tournament this weekend at Woburn High School all weekend long. It's a massive tournament right before the playoffs. The top four teams from the boys and the top four teams from the girls will be playing for a little pre-postseason tournament, but a big tournament nonetheless. Woburn will play Medford on Saturday. If they win, they'll play on Monday. We'll be covering that game on Monday. And if they lose, they'll play on Sunday. So it's going to be an interesting tournament there, as it's going to be some fun basketball. I remember last year, BC High came to Woburn and threw down some dunks against Andover. So just a fun weekend of basketball here at Woburn High. And we want our Woburn Lady Tanners to tip it off at 2 o'clock on Saturday. So be there for that one at the Woburn High School gym. As Polpe is going to drive all the way to the rim.
Right, Zeke, I want to add on to the Comcast tournament and how, it might not be as coveted as a state championship, but it's always nice to know you can win against the top talents in these higher state. And if you can show that you can win in these sort of tournaments, you can show how much of a serious championship team that you are, which I expect to see from the Lady Tanners this coming weekend.
Morrison with the rebound there, as Woburn are going to get the possession.
.42 seconds remaining, Woburn with a 13-point lead.
And we remember last year, it was such a big tournament that even the Boston Globe was covering it, and it was a stunning win by the Lady Tanners against Andover last year in the Comcast tournament. I remember Cindy Labissiere hitting a nice floater right at the end to win the game, and it was just mayhem in that gym. And I can't wait for some of that action tomorrow. My apologies, Saturday. Feels like Friday already, Hottie. Labissiere trying to dribble up the clock. Once again, Reading is stopping from everyone going home earlier, as Woburn will go to the line for 2 shots. Labissiere trying to up her scoring tally.
At this point, everything now for the stat sheet.
And the most important stat sheet is the W, as the Tanners will move to 17-1 on the season and 15-0 in the Middlesex League. Actually, 16-0 in the Middlesex League.
Undefeated in the Middlesex League. Not many years that happens.
And you say not many years that's happened, and you're totally right, Hottie. But this Tanners team has done it 2 years in a row, went undefeated in the Middlesex League. That is something just incredible.
Just so impressive. We could be witnessing history that could be enshrined in the Woburn Hall of Fame sooner or later.
And you look up and see in the Woburn High School gym, the Joyce gym, outside the gym, in the cabinets, you see all the trophies, all all the success that the Tanners have had in their history in athletics. And it's just incredible to note all that history, and it looks to just keep continuing as we hope the Tanners can continue. As 4 seconds left, 3 seconds, and the time is going to run down to 0. Reading, good fight, but in the end, Woburn victorious in tonight's effort against the Reading Rockets. Great performances from Labissiere, Surratt. Hadi, what are your final takeaways from this one?
Overall, great showing from the Woburn Lady Tanners, being electric with the ball, crucial plays, both sides of the court, defensively, just amazing. Just so excited for the postseason.
Oh, I'm just so excited for the postseason, like you said, and the Comcast tournament this weekend between a bunch of great teams, and it's going to be great. Woburn 17-1 now. The Reading Rockets move to 8-8. Stay tuned for that game against Medford at 2 o'clock, and if they win, they'll play Monday. If they lose, let's hope not, they'll play Sunday. We'll be covering that game on Monday, hopefully. And we'll be covering the game Wednesday at 6 against Winthrop. So for my broadcast partner, Hadi Bilal, I'm Zeke Altman. Tonight finishes with a score of the Tanners 59, the Rockets 45. Thank you everyone for watching, and have a good night.